Whoa, everybody. It is your boy, Brian PULIDO, proud publisher of Coffin Comics. Man, I am back from Terrificon in Connecticut, and it was amazing to meet so many people, sign so many books. Man, I signed a lot of Evil Ernie #1s, but I'm getting ahead of myself. You'll notice the backdrop behind me. We are the monthly Coffin Comics Sworn Club show. This includes a raffle for some prizes from some Sworn Club members, and the project Beer with Brian will be our next segment with a cool little video in between. So feel free to ask some questions, particularly get some questions ready for the Beer with Brian segment. A part of what I'm doing here is I'm going to give away some goodies, everybody, to current members of our Sworn Club. What we do is we put everybody's name in this cool box, and we're going to pull some out. So let's see here. Samantha's there. Hi, everyone. Jade, let's go. John Sworn. Thanks, everybody. Terrificon was a blast. Got to see some super hardcore people busting out comic books. I remember for one gentleman, let's see, I signed 95 items. Another guy, I signed over 200 trading cards. I signed probably a dozen Evil Ernie ones. And some fun, met some cool people that had some Chaos era tattoos, like a Purgatory, a Smiley, that kind of stuff. Met a gentleman named John Donahue, I think his name was, and he showed me that we published his letter in an issue of Evil Ernie Straight to Hell. Took a picture of that. Finally got to meet up with the giant Galactus, and it's true. I am the new herald of Galactus. Forget Silver Surfer. I am now working for Galactus. So some cool like Sworn con life photos. I got to see Art the Clown and like whatever that crazy clown is from I don't even know the game. Some cool crazy looking clown. Good times. So without further ado, I'm going to get into it, and the first lucky winner is going to receive this cool La Muerta homage. A couple are Lady Death homage, Deathaline, and wow, okay, a PULIDO cover from the back in the day, photographed by Sean Esposito. This is just for being a Sworn Club member, everybody. So without further ado, I'm picking. Let's see here. Our first winner, I can't show the last name, is Stephen P. Stephen P. If you're watching, spelled Stephen, like Stephen Strange, that's you. Now, Coffin never stops, and we have a very busy August coming up. Right now, as we speak, on coffinlaunch.com, we have the Lady Death Immortal Deception crowdfunding campaign going on. If you like dragons and Lady Death fighting dragons, this is going to be your book. We have amazing covers by Kendrick Lim, Diego Bernard, Joe Jusko, and others. You can see it right now on coffinlaunch.com. And the campaign is called Lady Death Immortal Deception. Well, we're going to pick another lucky member, and you could receive this cool La Muerta Lady Death, cool Mike Morg. Wow, this cool Keith Garvey styled Lady Death. So we're going to pick that backer right now. Let's see here. Francisca says hello. Substitute Angels, like, hey. Let's see here. And this lucky backer is Paul T. I know this young man. Paul T., you are our lucky winner. Thank you for being a Sworn Club member. Some of you might be saying to yourself, well, what do you get if you're a Sworn Club member? Well, first of all, you get the introduction kit, which includes a membership card, some stickers, other cool goodies. You also get a 1-hour advantage on the great majority of all Coffin Comics promotions, and you get a 24-hour advantage on Coffin Comics news. We are working on some new benefits for the club, including freshening up all the goodies that go inside. So more about that to come. Next up, I'd like to let you know that we announced that this week it's 4 weeks or less to go on Mike Morg Evolution. This is chapter 2 of the Mike Morg story, and it's coming to you on coffinlaunch.com. Yep, we've got some cool cover artists. I think we just revealed James Groman. James Groman is the creator of Madballs. He is a toy designer and illustrator who's worked on everything from Care Bears to again, Madballs, and he is a toy designer extraordinaire, making the coolest, biggest, crazy monster toys. So we're very excited, and check out my social media. You can see a piece of that cover right off the bat. Crazy cool stuff. All right, everybody. Let's pick our third group. That's a Lady Gunfighter Chapter 1 cover, a beautiful Chaotica cover. Come on, it's a beauty. And then the beautiful Incentive Edition Lady Death. All right, that third Lucky Sworn Club member is, let's see here. Hey, there's Scott No. So see you guys on Saturday. That's right, everybody. Before I get ahead of myself, this Saturday at Coffin Comics HQ, we have the Eric Henson Artist Celebration. Eric is a local hero in the Phoenix area, and as we speak on coffincomicsshop.com, we have his editions for offering. And if you're in the general Phoenix area, come on out on Saturday and meet Eric. He's doing official remarks and signings. He is a great guy, and he has beautiful editions featuring Lady Death, La Muerta, and Hell Witch. They're on our store right now at coffincomicsshop.com, and be at Coffin Comics HQ at 40 West Brown Road, Suite 115, Mesa, Arizona 85201. That kicks off this Saturday at 11 a.m. and runs till 2 p.m. Come on out, meet Eric, and get some stuff signed. All right, I have a lucky third winner for these books picked, and that person is Scott M. Scott M. Check you out. You just got some goodies. All right, everybody. Crystal says hello. Hey, Crystal, how you doing? Substitute Angel, what's up, Sworn Nation? Check it out, everybody. We're going to throw it to video, and then we're going to be back. We're going to get into Beer with Brian. So stand by, everybody. Here we go. Welcome, everybody, to Beer with Brian. Here I am in the set for Lady Death, Immortal Deception. And this is an informal conversation where I ruminate a little bit on some of the things I'm experiencing in pop culture, and then give you an opportunity to do a Q&A on things all related to Coffin Comics. Since it is after 5 o'clock here at Coffin Comics headquarters, I will pop this bottle and get into a beer. My general policy is I never drink before 5 o'clock, except if I'm at a music festival. If I'm at a music festival, I might begin as soon as the day starts with a Bloody Mary. But that's just me. Let's see here. So, okay, some pop cultural rumination. Let's see here. I just saw the movie Until Dawn, which is a horror film put out by Screen Gems. I think it's an adaptation of a video game. And it's kind of a riff on the Groundhog Day concept. A group of college-age kids get into this kind of offshoot, strange town location. And when they enter this building, how do you describe it? It's a Groundhog Day type thing where a bunch of various killers attempt to kill them. If they can survive until dawn, they get to live. If not, they get killed over and over and over in a different way every day. And they begin to become more and more part of the place itself until, I don't know, 10 or 15 days in, they just become like another gross haunted creature that's going all over the place. I thought it was pretty good. Saw it on a plane. I saw another movie called Working Man starring Jason Statham. And it was directed by Joe Carnahan, who's directed some pretty cool stuff. I got to tell you, man, that movie was ridiculous. And I don't know if it was ridiculous good. It was kind of ridiculous, like, huh? But your mileage may vary. Let's see here. Samantha says she's excited for Ninja Golden 4. And then Haley Anderson says, love the Eric Henson covers. Thank you so much. Yeah, those are beauties. Eric Henson's really a phenomenal artist. In particular, his remarks are just, man, among the best in the business. I've seen him do these great remarks for years. I'm so happy he's going to contribute some to Coffin Comics. So feel free to ask any questions if you like. It was fun going to Terrificon. Saw just a lot of hardcore people signing a lot of comics. Saw a lot of tattoos. Seeing that giant Galactus was quite a thrill. Finally got to meet the man who put it all together. So Galactus usually doesn't stand still, and he stood still, and I got to take some pictures in front of him. Let's see here. Are you familiar with Ninja Gaiden? I am not. I am remarkably ignorant when it comes to games. I am not going to lie. I'm going to be straight up with you. I mean, my contribution, strangely, to the Lady Death Demonicon was the story. I think I have a decent aptitude of helping build in Easter eggs and different sort of pathways the story can take, some of the cool mechanics, but I give all the credit to the Art of Play guys, or Ashton Nichols and his team, for really bringing this game to life in a way that I think each and every one of you will be pleased with. We did have a demo on display at San Diego Comic-Con, and people seemed to enjoy it when they played it, and I think those who were back to the beta level on the Kickstarter are getting to see that as well. Let's see here. Is there a chance that we will see Haxon again in the future? I think indeed you will see Haxon. Haxon's pretty cool. He's definitely, it's interesting, Haley. You're seeing the publishing of 2025, and Mike McLean and I are finishing the writing, literally, of 2026. We just have the Hell Witch story for 2026 to go, but we're also meeting next week to talk in much more detail about 2027. And it's interesting because you'll see the pathways of a lot of our characters have taken them out of the quote-unquote main continuity. You're going to see how we're going to address that in the future. But you can tell with Lady Death, the storylines that we're talking about, she's out of her own continuity. Hell Witch is in the post-Helligeddon continuity. So whether we see Haxon immediately or not, you will have to stay tuned. But I think you're going to see Haxon in 2026. It's part of another story. Let's see here. Samantha, what story is the Lady Death Demonicon based off of? Well, thank you for asking. We project that the game will launch in April. And this story is canon. It actually does fit inside of our universe. And it takes place just post-Helligeddon. So you will see that once you play it. Haley Anderson says she has a crush on Haxon. Yeah, he's a beauty, no doubt. That's awesome. Well, another thing that's coming up in the near future is Swornfest. And we've announced a whole group of talented artists. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous so far, isn't it? We've announced Dawn McTavish, we announced Richard Ortiz, we've announced Ebass, and some wonderful returning talent. And can you imagine that we still have more announcements to go in the month of September and October and into November? It's ridiculous. So if you have not, definitely consider coming out to Swornfest. If there's anyone here on the feed who has a testimony about attending Swornfest, I am here to tell you, it really is a life-changing event. It is absolutely a blast. So I cordially invite you to be unreasonable, to consider it, and come all the way out. Eye of the Watcher. Hell Witch is always searching for love. It's true. Yes, and if you have read Hell Witch, Helligeddon, so it was like Hell Witch, Lady Death, Helligeddon, I'm not going to do any spoilers, but yes, you're right. She's always searching for love, and her relationship to loved ones, it's always tends to be somewhat tragic, frankly. Let's see here. Yes, sir.
Do you have a favorite story from Lady Death? Like,
So Jordan's asking me if I personally have a favorite story from Lady Death. Usually I say I don't, but there's a couple of storylines that I think were particularly fun to write. One was called Malevolent Decimation and Treacherous Infamy, and that was Lady Death giving into her dark side and becoming something else, like just giving over to evil. It's just kind of probably plays to my strong suits. And then, in a sense, a spiritual sequel to that story was Cybernetic Desecration, where we introduced this character named Empress Death, who was maybe that same evil Lady Death from an alternative universe, but years and years later, like how she turned out. And I guess that's really like my strong suit, is like the remarkably like evil stuff. I liked that, I must admit. But I really like all of them. I like right now what we're doing, like Savage Reign was a blast, and I believe that you will all enjoy Immortal Deception and actually what we have planned for you for the years to come. We're in a one and done kind of story time with Lady Death. And to completely answer Jordan's answer, the Lady Death story from February, coming up in February 2026, is something we've never done before. So that was a fun challenge, something sort of new, and I think people will enjoy it. And Samantha says she loved Savage Reign. Thanks, Haley. You have to get back to work. Love to you and Husbandman. John Stout says, I'm thinking about coming. It's not too long of a plane ride. Well, I mean, there you go. And then Shane Perez says it's going to be a blast. Hell yeah, it's true. It really is going to be a blast. It's so great to commiserate with a bunch of people who are like the same thing. Like the energy and the vibe is just so strong. Well, here's something you probably don't know about myself and Francisca Pulido. There are certain reality shows that we are completely devoted to. So the two main ones that we just love and have watched as much as we can would be, number one, Survivor. We've watched Survivor. I probably watched, if there's 50 seasons, we've probably watched 46 of them. And then one that we just started enjoying about 2 years ago was MTV's The Challenge. MTV's The Challenge is just a hoot. So I don't know if I have other Challenge fans out there on the feed, but yeah, and I don't watch too many other reality shows, but those are the ones that I really enjoy. Now, let's see here. Has anyone out there seen the movie Weapons? Please don't spoil it if you haven't, but it is my intention to see it Friday, so I'll probably report on that. And I do want to see it. It's been getting really good reviews. Find us. Found us. Don't know what happened. Technical. Let's see here. Oh, Party Boy also says, I do as well. So let's see here. What else is there to discuss? I'm trying to remember if, I've been, sometimes you go through these periods of time where you're watching a lot of stuff, and then other periods of time where, in my case, I'm just creating a lot of stuff. So I've actually, and I can't tell you a darn thing about it. I just finished the finishing touches of a story that we're going to offer in April of next year. And Mike McLean just put the finishing touches on Lady of the Story for August of 2026. I got to go on the record. That is a really cool story. So I guess that's the idea. Swinging back to answering Jordan's story, the storytelling experience itself is a bit of a discovery and a journey. And sometimes we'll tell stories where we actually have to do some research to better understand the story that we have to tell, or to have kind of different things that we could play with. And maybe we are trying to find a new angle on something that has been established, sort of like many years ago I did with the character Purgatory. I made her a vampire from Egyptian times and set her in that milieu, which was kind of different for the time. So in this storyline for Lady Death of August 2026, we are putting her in an environment she's never, has she been in? She's kind of been in, but we're trying to present it in a way that hasn't been done before for us. So, can Hell Witch conjure other weapons of power beside her sword? Well, that is a question that we'll have to answer in the storylines. Obviously, she used this plasma energy to form the sword. Perhaps she can use it to form other weapons. Maybe it's convenience for her or knowledge that she has mastery over this particular weapon, but who knows? Maybe in a future storyline she can do just that. Well, folks, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Beer with Brian for August. This is a production of the Coffin Comics Sworn Club. Please join the Sworn Club by going to coffincomicsshop.com and jumping on it. Y'all been great. Let me see, is there anything else to say? Hey, back Lady Death Immortal Deception right now on coffinlaunch.com. Please come to the Eric Henson Artist Celebration and actually back his campaign, which is at coffincomicsshop.com. Eric Henson Artist Celebration. I just want to say to each and every one of you, you've been great. I've been Brian Pulido. Get ready to back Mike Morg in September. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.